Hello Defender owners, I'm Chris with MOTOCREEK. We're back here in the shop with the HD-10. I'm doing a fuel system service right now, and so I figured I'd bring you guys along and show you how to do a fuel filter. If you haven't yet changed your fuel filter, I recommend you do it with these machines, especially with fuels nowadays and the way these machines run high efficiency. Keep up on your fuel filter. All right, so the first thing I've done is gone ahead and pulled the pin on the bed here. Get that out of your way, get you lots of room. Definitely want to do that. I've come in also and I've kind of blown off with the air compressor and cleaned all this area. I pulled my air filter out for just a little more space here. I'm getting ready to undo these hoses. So if you've already done this once before, then you already have just a simple hose clamp. If not, you're gonna have, it's a little hose clamp that's basically been pinched together. It's a pinch clamp. Cut that sucker off and get it so you have a regular size hose clamp here. It's a 3/8 hose clamp, and then you can always do the service on it. Also, you're going to want kind of a spanner wrench like this so that you can take this cap off. You can use a screwdriver and be very gentle, but I highly recommend getting the right tool just because you can break these little plastic pieces really well. And then a pair of dikes or cutters so that you can cut the zip ties out of the way, so you get all your hoses and everything out of the way. So we'll set up here and we'll get this opened up. Okay, so we're gonna come in with the screwdriver and get this little lip up off of this wire clip. Get it just up there enough, not too much to break it, and pull that out and set it out of the way. Then we're gonna take I have a 1/4 inch socket to get my hose clamp off here. So loosen up rather, that hose clamp there so we can back that off. And be careful, there's going to be a little bit of fuel. You can get a rag. There's not much here because I've had this off for a while, but I'm going to take it and tuck it up here out of the way, just like that. Okay, now that we got the hose off, this one I'm going to go ahead and leave on. I don't have to remove that one. You can if you want to, it doesn't matter. It's just this one has enough slack for me to move the whole unit out of the way. Taking my spanner wrench, going counterclockwise, loosen this up. You want to be sure that you keep track of all the gaskets that are in here. There's going to be one rubber gasket underneath this fuel pump. Also, the fuel pump is spring loaded. So as soon as you release this cap, you're going to feel it push up on you. Be sure to just be aware that it is spring loaded and that there's some tension under that. So slowly we're going to pull this up and out. I'm going to start to go towards the rear of the vehicle so that that's the direction that this whole unit wants to come up. So kind of up in an angle, get the main body out of the hole here. And once you get that cleared, start to tip it to the rear and then out. Here we are. Now we got our fuel filter exposed. All right, with our fuel pump out now, we have access to the fuel filter. I brought with me a couple different picks and screwdrivers and stuff. Typically I can use just this flat one here that has a magnetic tip on it, and I can get in here underneath it, and your kit, if you got a new fuel filter already, should come with this little ring. So if you do end up losing it or damaging it, it's not the last thing on earth, but it is something that you kind of want to keep track of. I'm switching over to the little hook tool and see if I can get underneath it, maybe from over here. Let's see. There we go. Got it off. It did shoot off over here into the Netherlands, so I'll find that later, but luckily we do have our replacement. Okay, now you should be able to just slide that right out. If you can see, there's just a little hole socket there, and it goes on the end. We're going to go grab our new one and put the new one back on. Okay, we have our new filter here. I'm going to get it lined back up same way it came off. Make sure that little hole is lined up so I can put my clip back on. I'm going to be very gentle because everything is pretty, plastic, and it's not like heavy duty metal or anything. So slowly kind of wiggle that guy on there so you have enough room for your clip. Okay, so what I do is I take a magnetic tip screwdriver, hopefully one that's got good strong magnet on it, and I grab this little clip that I've now dropped and lost forever. So we're going to skip that part and never do this ever again. Okay, no, I'm just kidding you guys. So I found it. Turns out it's not very magnetic. The ones in the past I've used actually were magnetic, and my little trick worked really well. These seem to have no they're just not magnetic. So I was able to take my fingers and just kind of get it lined up on there pretty good and get a screwdriver and get it squared away. The next trick is you want to take your 6mm socket, get it over that stud and that thing, and just give it a good press. It should fit right over it and dimple it down really well. I want to give it one more push just to make sure it's nice and secure, and that's it, guys. Good to go. Okay, after you get that done, let's get it back in the hole. All right, so now we're going to take and go in reverse process. I want you guys to definitely make sure that the gasket is up here on your pump. Okay, we're going to turn this with your float in first, then put in the filter, tip it up, should fall in just about like that. So I want you to be sure that you take your plug, the electrical plug in, and point it towards the engine. That's going to be the direction that you want to compress this. It's going to be the way that it fits the best. Make sure that your gasket fits inside there well, and then take your cap, follow it over while holding everything nice and tight, nice and down square, and get those threads to line up first. Then make sure you're not cross-threaded and center on down. Then we're going to go reverse process and take our clips, get them on, get a fuel line here that we tucked up out of the way, get it back on, and tighten that hose clamp up. All right, you guys, pretty simple. I think we can make this a nice short one. It should have all the facts in it for you. I would recommend doing it at least every, I guess 1,000 or so miles would probably be a good key. I'll put in the bottom here kind of what factory recommends. So if you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Check out the channel for a whole lot more CANAM videos. We got a ton for all the service things you need, and we will catch you on the next one. Be safe out there.